Back in 2002, a good friend of mine who I met through athletics in Holland, Michigan, Doug, indicated that he was tied in with an organization that would help area youth. They would be bringing the Bible to these area youth, and I was very interested. I prayed about it, shared it with my wife. Her and I have been involved since 1980 with youth here in the area of Holland, Zeeland area, and it's been something that's been on our hearts, and it just was something we believed in. I went and saw Doug, and he asked me to join the board, and I became a board member in 2002. I think initially it was really something because my wife's a registered nurse, and she was involved with the young ladies and actually being able to teach them life skills. And outside of teaching life skills, then I was tied in with different groups here, whether it was just meeting with some of the youths here as far as both in financial support as well as getting involved in different bike-a-thons that we had, and or just coming here and being part of the board to give a direction for where we wanted to go in the future. The word that I best can come up with for what we stand for is a passionate commitment. Anyone who I've seen involved, whether they're on staff and or in volunteer, have such a passion to give of themselves. They're very self-sacrificing. To see that some of the high-risk youth in the area have a place to go, have someone they can talk to, and the word of Christ is spread in their life. Being athletic-minded, whether through the basketball organization, whether the golf outings have been fun, the horse program that they have, horseback riding program, different fundraisers, different events that try to hit different people who are excited and involved in different use. The motorcycle ride, it just reaches out to different aspects of society. But I think the biggest thing is for me is just seeing that whether it's a fundraiser, of an auction, I just really think that's been very powerful in different outreaches that affect different parts of society. I personally believe that we want to be like Jesus in our life, to every day wake up and be driven to go to work, driven to do things that are directed for yourself. If God is at the center of your life, you could be directed and driven just as well to bring people to Christ. The neatest thing is that people who have Jesus in their heart, which I believe are the people who are self-sacrificing here at Barnabas, there is an aura, a glow about them that draws people to them. It may not always be the final outcome that is benefit for all, but when people walk by a person who's involved in Barnabas or an active church or who have Jesus in their heart and they're leading their lives, people want to be around them. It's just a natural aura in their well-being. Probably one of the strongest areas that we have in mentorship. Obviously a lot of volunteers, but we seek to reach some of these high-risk kids who not only understand who Jesus is, but also know what it's like to have someone walk side by side, have your back, our foxhole buddies. Barnabas does that naturally. And the nice thing about that is whether it's a pen pal, whether it's an outreach at the juvenile detention home, whether it's through small little pilot seminars that we have for these girls, how to have ways to understand how to live a life on their own, productively, one-on-one as a group, is just phenomenal, the discipleships that we have. And the programs to go along with it, because not everybody is all wanting to do just a sit down in a classroom. Some need to be outside. Some need to be just for a cup of coffee. Some maybe just go for a walk. Wherever that environment is, these mentors, volunteers, and godly people take that effort and make that step to be there with these kids. There's a number of areas. Number one, obviously, is volunteering, which is a very big commitment, but at the same time, the reward is phenomenal for the person volunteering. Number two, financially. We always have opportunities for financial. And I think the biggest thing that sometimes doesn't get promoted is the prayer. Just praying where you're at, doesn't matter where. It gives us opportunity to know that we're being lifted up and being praised for what we are doing here, just honoring God for the thankfulness of what He's done in our organization. The reason I do this, I have a heart for teenagers. We always have. Back when my wife and I were married, we committed not only to our children, but we wanted to make this a better world. And what better way to do that than living it through Christ? Because all the answers are in the book. And the big thing is that if we could be the example, if we could be that person that walks up and can be encouraging, motivating, when something's not going right in a person's life, specifically a teenager, where there's a lot of distractions in their life, to be able to be a shining light in that darkness, it was a great feeling for me personally, and we've done it again since my lovely wife and I have been married, so it's been really good. Times have changed. When I was younger, or in the early 70s and 80s, there were places I could go, some people that would have my back, whether it was in a social atmosphere, whether it was in my family, or even in church. With as fast as things change in this world, specifically technology, I think it's really critical that we as a resource, Barnabas Ministries, can help those who are high risk and their families to bring healing, to give them freedom and hope through Jesus. I can honestly say she, to me, epitomizes no hope, finding the Lord, and providing hope. Her passion, her drive, she lives through her heart. She is relentless in her commitment to help the high-risk teenagers, the high-risk youth. And it's not self-seeking. It is a godly vision on her part to save that one starfish amongst hundreds. And we do that daily. And we do it without regret. We do that tirelessness. I've seen this organization come from the brinks of nothing to where we are today. Lori Joe, as a businessman and on a board, we looked around each other and we say, I do not know how this is going to work financially, structurally, business-wise in this world. She looked at myself and another businessman and said, you guys didn't understand. This is God's organization. Where's your faith? That moment changed my life. That's what Lori Joe's about. It's not about her. It's not about things. It's not about stuff. But Lori Joe is truly an example of a personal success story when you follow and have faith in God.